but like lockdowns themselves were stupid. Like they were just an irrational policy decision that make no sense. Like from an immune response point of view, again, I know there's different schools of thoughts. Like let's just separate like terrain theory from viral theory for this part of the discussion. Although again, like when I talk to a terrain theorist, this interesting part does seem to resonate. But if you're exposed to some either environmental or pathogenic external factor, your body starts to build resilience and resistance to it. Like that's how our body has responded. If you then separate human beings from one another for a prolonged period of time, but your ability to actually build any form of immune response is diminished. But not only is it diminished, it means that when you're not primed at all. There's no immune priming for when you actually do face another viral or pathogenic response. Therefore, when lockdowns finally finished and the kids went back to school, everyone got super sick, and like all the run-of-the-mill virus, all the run-of-the-mill illnesses, all got worse. And again, I know there's two groups of people watch your show, and I'm upsetting a few and whatever. I'm aware of all of this. I'm happy to talk about all of that in a minute. But nonetheless, that's one factor, as is midazolam, as is like putting people from a hospital into a care home, as is keeping people in the house when vitamin D is such a vital component of our well-being. There are just so many factors during that period that can explain away why there was an excess at that time. Plus, if you do go down the viral route, again, it's not uncommon from what's known about viruses for them to get less virulent over time, less impactful over time. So like it wouldn't be unexpected if there was a new virus for it to have more of an impact at the outset. So all of these things put into place, and then people like Dr. Pierre Corey, who's been a very vocal activist, will speak about the first-hand experiences in that first wave, so-called, where there was a heightened level of illness in the hospitals that he was working within. What it actually was it COVID? We can all speculate, but nonetheless, there was some observable differences at that point versus other points during that period. What causes that? Who knows? And everyone that says the 5G, like that was like, how is it 5G? Like you can literally take a territorial map and look at like where the 5G antennas are in the world and overlay that with the so-called COVID cases, and there's no correlation. Like the people who are advocating that straight up about, I'm like, let's just take a map, let's figure out where the towers are, and is there a cluster of deaths and cases in those areas? Oh no, there's not. Okay, well let's rule that one out for now then. That's not to say that things like 5G, 4G, telecommunications can't radically screw up our health and making us more prone to any form of illness as a variable. Absolutely. But it wasn't an explanatory factor for that period in time, because it did correlate with, well, the world shut down, let's put up a load of 5G towers, because that actually did happen. So it's understandable that people would say, well, it was 5G. It's because there was a big rollout during that time. There was also a big rollout of central bank digital currencies during that time. So these convenient time, no time like a crisis to lay out the infrastructure for your digital control grid.
Thanks for watching this video on our YouTube channel. If you want to listen to the full episode, you can do by subscribing to the Radical Health Rebel podcast using the QR code on the screen. Or if you, like me, you prefer to watch the full episode, you can subscribe to our Substack using the QR code on the screen right now.